So just wanted to share that with you, and let's crack on with this week's question. So first question in comes in from Neil. Hi there, Neil. Thank you for your question. So Neil says, my estate agent sold my house really quickly after only one viewing, so I don't think I should be paying them their full commission, as they haven't had to advertise the property much or do much work to find a buyer. Am I entitled to a discount on their fee? Well, thank you for the question, Neil. Great that you've managed to sell your house really quickly, and the estate agents obviously worked hard, I'd like to think, to achieve that. I'm going to shoot from the hip on this straight away, Neil, and I'm going to tell you it's unlikely that you'll get a discount on the fee. And it's also probably going to be a little bit unfair to ask for that. And the reason why is because a lot of people have the mistaken thought process that the estate agent's job is just to agree the sale, right? And once that's done, you know, the sold board goes up and people think, oh, I've sold my house, right? But unfortunately, Neil, until you've actually exchanged contracts, that deal is not legally binding. Any party can pull out at any time during the course of negotiations or the legal work. And in my experience, again, a good estate agent is worth their weight in gold when it comes to helping you manage a sale through to completion. Okay, that is where the majority of an estate agent's work is actually done. You know, taking nice photographs, doing a floor plan, producing sales particulars, getting the property online, that's probably, if I'm honest, about 25 to 30% of an estate agent's work. But the bulk of the work is actually successfully managing it through all the hurdles that will crop up, whether it's legal pitfalls or hurdles that will crop up in terms of difficult questions that need to be answered, or finding out bits of information, or relaying information. Because again, as I mentioned in the introduction here, Neil, if the average sale is taking about 5 months to go through, that's an awful lot of time where people have to manage their expectations and make sure that people don't get frustrated so that they end up pulling out of the deal. Okay, so I think if you're working with an estate agent, and it sounds like you might have got a traditional estate agent who works hard at what we call nurturing the relationships. So, excuse me, they'll have a database of people that are looking for properties. It's called their mailing list, and most agents will work that mailing list quite hard to find or to match people with property. Okay, and once they're matched with those properties, that's when they then are successful in agreeing the deal and getting it across the line as soon as possible. And for that, that's really what you're paying them for, is to match you with the right buyer, and then to get that deal through to completion. And as I say, that could be weeks and weeks and weeks of chasing just to make sure all the information is in place in order to allow it to go through. And I have seen, well, when you consider that at least 1 in 3 sales will fall through, you know, you could get right up to the 11th hour, the day before, or even on the day when you're due to exchange contracts, and the whole deal could fall apart. Now, God forbid this won't happen to you, but if that does happen, and the estate agent's done all of that work for 4 or 5 months to try and get you through to an exchange of contracts, and the deal falls through, then they're going to have to remarket the property. They're going to have to start all over again in terms of trying to find you another buyer and then manage the process all the way through to completion. And I think it would be a little unfair if they then came to you and said, do you know what, actually, I think we need an increase in our fee because, we've now had to do all the work twice. There's not a seller on the planet that would, go to their estate agent and say, oh yeah, please charge me more money when we've already agreed a fee up front. Okay, so I think it's unfair to ask for that reduction, because this is the risk that the agent's taking on your behalf in order to secure the buyer and also get the whole deal through to completion. So I hope that helps answer the question, Neil. Sorry that it's not perhaps the news that you wanted, but I did encounter this a lot in my career as an estate agent. And I remember one girl, bless her, we sold her house really, really quickly. And we'd built a great relationship. She'd been looking for several months before she actually put her house on the market. We built a really good relationship, and I think we sold it within let's say 48 hours of it going on the market, or agreed the sale, should we say. And then it was all the work to manage. And she came in literally the day after we'd agreed the sale and said, look, you sold it really quickly. I think you should reduce the fee. And I said, well, yeah, but there's all of this work to do yet. And I don't think it's fair to ask for a reduction. And she looked a little bit dejected, but we did have to work bloody hard to get that deal across the line, So it's not as straightforward as people necessarily think, but it's kind of this. This is the risk that the estate agent takes. Some houses will sit on the books for months before they actually sell. Some will sell within days, and others won't sell at all, no matter what the estate agent does. So it is the risk. It is their business model. It is how they price their services. And unfortunately, or fortunately for you, you've sold your house quickly. Let it ride out, and all being well, it should go through to completion, and you'll be moved, and you'll be happy that you chose a good estate agent who was obviously worth their money and got you moved, as was the original agreement in the first place. All right, Neil, so best of luck with that. Hope it all goes well. Let us know if there's anything else that we can do to help and support you, and I wish you all the very best of luck. All right, thank you. So that's all of the questions that we've had in this week. So thank you so much for all of your contributions. We're here every week doing this, taking all of your property questions that you send in to us, and taking the time to answer it in as much detail as possible, and pointing you in the right direction to the right resources to help you get the knowledge and information that you need. You can send your questions in to us via email, which is happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. You can also go to our website to find a lot more knowledge and information in our learning centre. That's wiggywam.co.uk. That's wiggywam.co.uk. And if you want to go to the learning section on there, put /learn. You can also send your questions in via Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at WiggyWam_UK. That's at WiggyWam_UK. And again, we'll be delighted to take these questions in and answer them as we do each and every week. Please also share this with your friends and your family members and your social circles. Share it out on social media. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people every month that need help with their moving journey. And we'd love to be able to be a resource that helps and navigates and guides them through their journey to actually be able to make it a lot less stressful, a lot more fun, and to arm them with all the relevant information that they need to avoid the financial penalties and pitfalls that so often catch people out and cause them to be financially out of pocket, or very stressed out from the entire process. So please do consider sharing this with your friends and family in your wider network. And we'll be back next week, which we're very much looking forward to. So that's it from me tonight. Thank you so much indeed once again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. You take care. Bye-bye.